It's a Sith legend. Darth Plagueis was a dark lord of the Sith, so powerful and so wise, he could use the Force to influence the midi-chlorians to create life.
The fear of discovering a divine knowledge not meant for human understanding has always been with us.
It's alive! It's alive! It's alive! Oh, in the name of God! Now I know what it feels like to be God! Oh.
It is central to some of our most famous origin stories, and its discovery is severely punished. Those who arrogantly try to learn the wisdom and capabilities of the gods only find ruin and despair. Willing to exchange his soul for infinite wisdom, Faust is such a character. So is Sylens, one of the antagonists in Horizon Zero Dawn, whose obsession with obtaining new knowledge and unwillingness to share it puts the human race, having regained paradise, in danger of losing it once again.
Zero Dawn is not a superweapons program, and it will not save us. Nothing will save us.
In the peak of the technological civilization of the 21st century, a plague of animalistic military robots turns against their human masters, threatening to end all life on Earth. To escape annihilation, humans store everything, including embryos, in bunkers run by a set of immortal artificial intelligences named after Greek gods.
We call it Gaia. Mother Nature as an AI.
In Apollo, for instance, they store the entirety of human knowledge gathered throughout history. The plan is, hundreds of years later, after the robots run out of fuel and it's safe to inhabit the planet once more, the AIs will create and rear a new generation of humans, teach them the knowledge gathered in Apollo, and set them free to continue civilization.
I can't stop thinking about the ones who come after us. Those innocents. Those blameless men and women. We're gonna give them knowledge, they're the cure, and we're gonna give them the disease. Our disease? No, we can't.
But the engineer who designed the robots, Ted Farrow, convinced that that knowledge was precisely what ultimately led to the ruin of mankind, sabotages Apollo and purges its files. Without them, the humans of the third millennium have to start over. They live in tribes, are ignorant and superstitious, believe the echoes of the AIs they hear in the cavernous ancient bunkers are the voices of gods. In such a world, the most basic scrap of modern knowledge takes on a whole new weight. It holds the progress of millennia in a mere instant. It becomes divine. Skeptic of the beliefs of his contemporaries, Sylens spends his life exploring the ruins of the 21st century trying to find out what happened to the previous civilization. He discovers one of the AIs still active.
This is Hades?
Its name is Hades, like the Greek god of the underworld, which suggests what it was designed for, a failsafe. In case the planet was not inhabitable for the new humans after all, he was to wipe out all life again in order to wait for a new opportunity at a later time. However, after an apparent malfunction, Hades is bent on fulfilling its task, despite not being necessary.
Destroy the entity.
He offers Sylens the same deal Satan offers Faust, knowledge in exchange of his loyalty. and, like Faust, Sylens' ambition blinds him to the risks and accepts. It is the first clue of his Faustian nature, but by no means the only one. In order to accept such a pact, one would have to ignore not only the danger it poses to oneself, but to others. But, like Faust, Sylens is a loner. J.M. van der Laan, an expert in Goethe from Illinois State University, says it is impossible to determine who Faust really is. He has no roots, heritage nor past. He comes from nowhere and has no real home, no family, friends, nor lasting relationships, no community. This will sound familiar to anyone who's played throughout Horizon. It describes Sylens to a T. Similarly, we know nothing about him, as he refuses to talk about his past at all costs.
My past and my secrets are my own. You do well to remember that.
It's a good thing you've got brains, Sylens, because your personality could use some work.
This discussion is concluded.
A loner who seeks to depend on no one. He is the perfect opposite to a tribal culture, and that isolationism can be dangerous. He places the importance of getting new knowledge well above the well-being of others, even if it means committing crimes. Even if those are against humanity. Following Hades' wishes, he gathers an army which sacrifices its prisoners to robotic beasts in a coliseum.
Let her be the first of thousands!
And his rejection of others doesn't change even after he is ultimately betrayed by Hades. He merely establishes the necessary relationships he needs to succeed. His alliance with protagonist Aloy is not based on friendship, loyalty, or even trust.
Trust is for fools. It shifts and crumbles like sand. A poor foundation for any partnership. But mutual self-interest, now that is a solid bedrock upon which you and I might build a new science of understanding.
No man is an island entirely of itself. Every man is a piece of the continent, a part of the main, wrote the poet John Donne. Sylens, on the other hand, is precisely that, an island, not interested in taking part in humanity, and thus he transforms into something else. Those wires that break his skin, a feature almost exclusively his, acquire a disturbing new sense, as they suggest artificiality, not entirely human. Morality is what separates us from other creatures, like animals or android animals, and Sylens gradually loses his, the little he has left throughout the game's storyline. Though he seems not to care about others, he saves Aloy from the Colosseum after ending their alliance, and shows her a rare bit of empathy, a clue that some morality still exists within him.
When you were recovering the Alpha Registry down in the Zero Dawn bunker, I was needlessly cruel.
But that may not last. It's possible that we witness the precise moment he loses his last shred of humanity in a scene past the credits. In his view, retrieving the seemingly only source of knowledge of those who built the previous civilization, who created the technology he uses, the robotic fauna that surrounds him, even the gods others worship, is worth risking mankind over. And thus, he recaptures Hades after Aloy defeats it.
I've spent decades searching the ruins of the old ones, trying to solve the mystery of what happened to them.
With what he learns, Sylens could advance the whole of his civilization millennia in a matter of decades, but chooses to keep that knowledge for himself. He prefers being admired for being capable of creating fire with the flick of his thumb, the act of a god. Finally, he auto-exiles from humanity, and completes his transformation into someone, or something, that cannot be called human. Like Faust, his deal with Hades ultimately costs him his soul.